Hello, hello, and welcome back to Stupidly Long Mission Theater, as Perfidious Pete ventures forth once again for a 4.5-hour slog through an ocean of bullshit in XCOM, The Long War. And I kind of hate to start things off with a long, sort of picky rant, and, well, I mean, that's not really true, I kind of love doing that, but still, I know it's not the best way to begin an episode, and I'm gonna do it anyway. If you've watched the last several episodes of this campaign, I really feel like you've witnessed sort of a perfect showcase of my problems with Build 15. It's been mission after mission of nothing but ridiculously powerful aliens crammed onto tiny, tiny maps with mechanics that are utterly punishing to any style of play other than Overwatch creeping. And it's gotten to the point now where it doesn't even really feel like XCOM anymore. I mean, the mod has sort of changed the game away from the actual game itself. Vanilla XCOM is not like this. A mission in vanilla is, it's about a half hour, and it feels a lot like a run through an action movie. Play about a half hour of your day, you're shooting aliens like Ellen Ripley and blowing shit up like a Michael Bay joint, and that half hour it's fun, it's enjoyable, you feel, it makes you feel powerful, you feel good. And that's even if you're playing on a harder difficulty and playing a little bit conservatively because of that higher difficulty. It still feels very sort of action-oriented. A mission in a long war, though, it feels more like having somebody park no nonsense, no frills Ford Econoline cube van on your head for an hour and a half. It sucks not only in that there's a van parked on your head, but it's not even a cool van with like a topless airbrushed Valkyrie riding a Pegasus and throwing lightning bolts and shit. It's like the dullest, blandest van that mankind has ever created. It's just a long, grindy scenario, sitting there aching like an impacted wisdom tooth that you know you need to have to go pull, but you just don't have enough vacation time to take the days off work to have it done. It's really just, it's irritating and grindy, and it doesn't really feel like the same game. It's like a different game, one that's remarkably less enjoyable. I think maybe Build 15 has just sort of overcorrected for what I guess they perceived was like too easy in Build 13 and 15. And the thing is, it's not that they've really made the game harder, because they haven't. It's still completely achievable. As you see, we're not losing these missions. They just take forever, and at all times it's like there's just a truck sitting on my face. It's just not that pleasurable. We don't need to assign any new research. Let's just carry on. Anyway, that's it. Diatribe over. Let's shoot down this small UFO and just get back to work. Maybe we'll get to a nice easy mission here. Something light, not 52 aliens on a large UFO map. And I know I'm a proponent of more aliens being the solution as opposed to tooled up aliens, and I still stand behind that. More aliens is the solution, because the thing is, if the aliens weren't ridiculously tuned up and just supremely powerful, having 52 aliens on a map wouldn't be a big deal. If you could have a situation where an alien could actually see you and not automatically have that result in someone be dead, it wouldn't really be that much of a problem. Alright, looks like we're gonna have an abduction mission. This I'm not gonna shoot down. I mean, one, I can't shoot it down, and two, I kind of don't want to. You know what? I don't even... we should send somebody to weigh it at it, I guess. That's fine. Get whoever the worst pilot in the barn is, get him skyward. Let's have him go wave at the aliens, say hi. Hello, aliens. How are you? Me, not so good. Mostly because 52 of you came down in a large UFO, and then I had to do an hour and 10-minute council mission. Yeah, it's fine.
Commander, we have multiple reports of new abductions.
Yeah, well, we're going to Guadalajara, Bradford. I'm having a rough day, man. Can you cut me some friggin' slack, Bradford? I'm very sensitive and vulnerable right now, and what I don't need is a lot of guff from you, sir. What I really don't need is a lot of your shit, Bradford. I really don't. Let's send Franklin D. Roosevelt as our officer on this. I'd like to get Franklin D. up to where eventually we can promote him again. I don't know how many missions he has to lead, but Jesus Christ, it seems like he should have led that many by now. The man has been our chief killer on, I don't know, probably a dozen missions, maybe? Okay, I may be overselling it. He's only been on 36 missions, so maybe I'm overestimating a little, but he really feels like he ought to be due a promotion. Scope, alloy, bipod, and some high-capacity mags. That's got the D ready to work for us. I'm debating on what I want to follow this up with, because our gunner choice here is not a slam dunk. I'm thinking, oh, Marie Antoinette is back and is very close. But I'd like to save her for something other than an abduction mission. Honestly, abduction missions at this point are about as easy as we're gonna get. So I think we're gonna go with St. Thomas all seasons more here. It feels like it just feels like the more logical choice. So let's grab St. Thomas. What do you need, Tommy? Cognitive enhancer. I mean, we could give it to you, but honestly, at this point, it's probably unnecessary. So let's just go no nonsense, no frills sort of standard kit out for you. Little scope, little armor piercing ammo, and we're gonna give you the shadow device. It's got you taken care of. Let's go ahead and get our scout out of the way. Mitch Pancakes Hedberg, strong candidate. Ava Don't Crack Perone, strong candidate. Hey, don't we have a thing that allows people to not be tired? Like, we can put the vortex armor on them and they don't ever get tired, right? Right? Yeah, that's why Marie Antoinette is back, because she was wearing the vortex armor and did not get tired. So with 0 fatigue time, anyone who has passed the tube and needs psychic EXP should theoretically... Alright, well then, Ava Perone. This time it's you. We're gonna give you the vortex armor. Now you're the worm face! If you got that joke, I feel sorry for you, one, and I apologize too, but still. You gotta admit, it's a pretty good drop. Neuroregulator for you, absolutely. Let's go ahead and just have you be not fatigued, and we can send you on another mission, or cram you into the tube as necessary. You don't have mind control, right? You do not. So no real reason, since you don't have mind control, to not give you a shadow device. So let's go ahead and do that. Cognitive enhancer, you don't need neural gun link. All this shit feels extraneous. So let's just give you the neuroregulator for the bonus psychic EXP, and then we're going to give you the shadow device. You're sorted. Let's move along. Actually, do we need to give you a shadow device? We kind of don't. I mean, we're going to have it. You know what? This allows us to take an engineer who isn't psychically active. Now that I think about it, that'll work just fine. So let's grab a medic. Medic does still need to be psychically active. Jesus, of course, is on board. Mary Typhoid Malin. Bam Margera, I mean, yeah, sure. We took one of the Bobsies, I think, on our last mission, which, Jesus, was that a train wreck. But we did take one of the Bobsies, and she didn't even get wounded, I think. She came back in one piece. Let's send old Bam Margera out as the other half. That way we can at least sort of have the Bobsies back in parity. Ultimately, I would like to go back to putting them on missions together, if possible. And it's going to be a shadow device for you, sir. Assuming I can find it. Where's my other shadow device? Hey, who's making off with the shadow devices here, guys? These are integral to the success of the unit. You're not allowed to take this shit home. I'm gonna have to put metal detectors on the door and start to... I mean, I don't want to have to enact these particular measures, but you guys are kind of forcing my hand. You can't be taking this stuff home. This is company property. You can't just be using it for your own time. Marie, Radium, Curie, Jesus H. Christ. Ava's already on the mission. If we get another engineer... Oh, you know what? Isaac Newton will do. Let's take Sir Isaac. So the apple of my eye, don't know about you, but he's definitely the apple of my eye. Little plasma carbine. Actually, you know what? With Isaac Newton's foot speed, let's go ahead and give him a little buffer armor. We'll Titan armor him up. Pistol, a whole shitload of grenades is probably fine. Honestly, if we could put a cognitive enhancer on him, we probably should. Yeah, it's good enough. Who's not wearing Titan armor, or that normally would be? Oh, I guess Ava Perone is. You say, we got an extra set. Where the hell did that come from? It's the Vortex armor. Alright, so... Assault team. Steve Loco Irwin, Eleanor Roosevelt absolutely not going. Teddy the Bench Marshal, and Joan of Arc probably not needed. This is just a... this is just an abduction mission after all. Then again, the last abduction mission we did was kind of stupefyingly difficult. It did a bunch of... Alright, well, we're gonna need one of them then. St. Joan, I guess that's going to be you then. Let's get you kitted up. Titan armor. Captures are the question. Do we want to try? I could use, theoretically, maybe one more regular alien rifle. I wouldn't say no to a regular alien rifle, if only so that we could make it into another plasma cannon. It's tempting. What if we went... Alright, we're going to come at this one classic style. Shredder ammo, breaching ammo, and an arc thrower for St. Joan. It's got her sorted. Then what we're gonna do, we need somebody who's fast. I think I think what we're going to do is try and get a capture unit as our sort of commander's choice. Do we have a low-level scout who's really fast? All we're looking for, you know, we do. We have Marilyn Nembutal. She's pretty quick. 17. You know what? For a lady who takes a lot of sleeping pills, she's quick on it. Yeah, we're going to do it. All right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it. Marilyn Monroe's just got me in a sort of a mood where I really kind of want to do it, because let's face it, she was sort of an attractive lady. She inspires that kind of reaction in a gentleman such as myself. You know, someone with poor impulse control and basically who's just a giant farm animal. Alright, so shredder ammo, breaching ammo, and for the love of God, it's not like we're sending a war dog in with anything other than walker servos. He can barely move as it is. And then what we'll do is we will take old Marilyn Nembutal Perrone. Monroe? Why do I keep calling her Perrone? Everyone is Ava Perrone. It's just, that's it. Alternatively, we could take Sherman. I mean, he's also fairly quick on his feet. And would level. You know, he's not, I really don't feel like he's fast enough. Marilyn Monroe is unholy fast. She is speedy in a way that no one has been speedy in the project before. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Alright, we're gonna strap some, strap a little Titan armor on you. Your aim is also surprisingly good, Marilyn Monroe. Let's give you a plasma carbine to help with your foot speed. Just a regular pistol is absolutely fine. Illuminator gun sight because, I mean, shit, why not? Walker servos because we need you to go fast like Ricky Bobby. And then I think what we'll do is give you the arc thrower. That gives you a 17 overall speed with Titan armor. Yeah, she can throw some captures for us. I'm comfortable with this. All right, let's do it. And off we go. Now this is going to be the mission where we have like an ethereal council. I get caught up in a wad and everybody gets hit by a rift and the entire team dies. Just because this is the one mission where I chanced to take someone who wasn't a top-notch, perfectly stellar trooper. The one time I had the balls to do it. This is going to be the one time that the Long War just cuts him right off of my torso.
This mission. We're still picking up transmissions indicating alien movement in one of their major city centers.
Well, we haven't played this map in a while either, so hey, map rotation thing. We're getting some changes. That's good. A little bit of spice in our life. I mean, they say variety is the spice of life. Personally, I prefer pepper as the spice of my life. I'm kind of a no-frills guy like that. While I'm a little trepidatious about the fact that we haven't played this map in a while, I'm also confident because, like the last 5 times we've played this map, we've just held the aliens down and shit in their mouths. Now, granted, it was against Exalt, which tends to help, because Exalt in this map is basically helpless while you hack. You would just hack the terminals and they could never shoot at you, and then they would just stand there and die. On the drawback side of this, we're not fighting Exalt, which sucks, and 2, we started in the absolute worst possible location on the map. Okay. So we should probably definitely motion tracker. Probably definitely. I really need to stop saying that. Don't qualify it. We should definitely motion tracker here. We need to know if we can move to a location that will have cover without spawning 10 trillion aliens. The answer is shockingly, or rather not shockingly at all, a resounding no. We sort of can't. Alright, so where is my gunner? St. Thomas More. Well, you're going to double move, Thomas, because I'm going to want you
making time
in a position and you're not going to be able to move.
Enemy inside.
I was going to say you didn't trigger an enemy, but then you went ahead and did. Alright, well, this is god-awful. St. Thomas More is in a terrible spot because we have a berserker, or rather 2 berserkers that are going to come at us, and we have Mutant Elites with what I guarantee is Bombard, and he is indestructible cover. So that's real shitty for us. Which means, in all likelihood, this is going to have to be a turn wherein we, yeah, we're probably just going to have to go ahead and Shadow Device here. And in fact, I'm gonna set up for a Shadow Device. I don't see a compelling reason to not just assume that we're going to need it. Let's not take any stupid chances. We put Franklin D. Roosevelt in position. We're not going to have him steady his weapon. We're going to hold off. The reason for the holding off, we might be able to kill a couple of these berserkers before we Shadow Device, and honestly, we need to kill them. Because otherwise they're going to run in, decloak us, and we're going to get shot to friggin' pieces once they're dead. So, let's just focus all of our damage here. Concentrate all fire on the Superstar Destroyers, taking the Berserkers out. I mean, these guys are no Star Killer base, let's face it. Star Killer base is the Berserker with like 65 health. 12 damage from that grenade, not unreasonable.
No.
Yeah, that's actually god-awful that you have panicked, Isaac, because you're probably dead, unless Jesus has... Okay, we do have Psi Inspiration, so, I mean, we can save you. Theoretically, we can save you at any rate. Who's going to be doing the shadow devising? There's a question that merits an answer. Who do we have that has a shadow device? We got Tariq, but he also needs the Psi Inspiration to make that shadow device work, which means it's going to have to be Ava Perone who tosses the device itself. So let's get her up here. And that's it. That's all we're going to do with her. St. Joan, we need to get you up here, but we also need to make sure you're going to be in the shadow device itself. We want you in range when it triggers. So here comes your close encounter shot. Can't miss. Pretty good chance to crit. 16 damage. This guy's dead unless she panics. Can he panic? Well, she did panic, but also still killed him. So thankfully, panic fire is totally a thing that worked for us. That's all right. Well, Tariq, you're gonna have to come rescue these two idiots and save them from themselves. Marilyn Monroe, I mean, we could have you come take a shot at these guys, and if you're possibly also gonna panic, I mean, we should put you in the panic pile. So let's just get you up there where you belong. Ava Perone can't do anything. Wait, who's throwing a shadow device here? Perone is, because Tariq's got to de-panic everyone who's an idiot, which is basically the entire team. And I'm just gonna assume that the old war dog here is also gonna be a panicky idiot. Hey, Monroe, 81% chance. All right, let's see how she does. Well, she connects. 8 damage, solid output from little Marilyn Monroe, her very first time out of the box, and she's doing all right. Okay, she freaked right the fuck out, but we're gonna get a little close combat specialist here from Sun Tzu, who can't panic, by the way, because this is not a shot that's gonna cause an intimidate. So, I mean, all things considered, that was basically a tragic nightmare, but it could have been worse. Sun Tzu's gonna get a shot too, so this berserker is dead.
That one's dead.
Yeah, it is in fact dead. Well observed. 1% chance to hit that shot. I think what we do instead here is just reload. And now it's on to the bacon saving department. So let's have Tariq go for the Psi Inspiration, which is gonna get everybody sort of out of their fuck box here. These panicky idiots should rally. Team Panicky Idiot has fully rallied. Isaac Apple Newton actually got himself an action back? How the hell did that happen? So did Joan of Arc and so did Merritt. What the shit? Does Psi Inspiration give you an extra action? If it does, that's friggin' remarkable, and we should have been using it long, long ago. So what if we just have Newton go absolutely batshit crazy with grenades here? I mean, he doesn't have tandem warheads or anything, but if we can destroy some cover, or maybe make this cover a little worse, possibly increase our chances. I mean, we got 3 damage out of it, so it's not nothing. We could have gotten 2 just by having him suppressed, though, so theoretically that was not a great move. You're still gonna shadow device. Franklin D. Roosevelt could command, and no reason to have St. Joan take that shot. Let's just have her reload. That just leaves us the D and Marilyn Monroe. You know what, Marilyn? Can you go 2 for 2? Let's see. Nope, Marilyn shot a little wide there. All right, well, it's fine, Marilyn Monroe. No real cause for concern. The question is, do we command here? And I think the answer is no. Let's just go ahead and steady our weapon. That'll be safe enough. Shadow device from Ava Perone should cover everyone. Yeah, everybody's safe, no problem. Shadow device is off. Little Ava is covered. Team is safe under the aegis of our shadow device. It's a fancy way to say shield. Don't be all fucking pedantic and snippety, Perfidious Pete. Just say shield, under the shield of our shadow device. Get all Latin-y on me. Alright, that Muton clearly wants to die. This guy, likewise, seemingly, yeah, alright, with a bit of a death wish. If you guys want to just stand out in the open like assholes, I mean, hey, I'm totally cool with it. Just go ahead and stand there like assholes. I'll blow you into chunks. And team is decloaked. So we do have a what was that, a mectoid noise? I heard a mectoid. Get a mectoid somewhere. Despite the fact that that guy is standing in the open, we still only have a 57% chance to hit him. Man, Thomas Moore's aim is not good. We want to go with another grenade from Isaac Newton. I don't ever really see compelling reasons to not throw grenades, so let's go ahead and do that. Little cover destruction, although neither one of these guys is in cover, so it really shouldn't matter. They should not have been enjoying any advantages of cover. They're just standing out in the open like assholes. Sun Tzu, we'll come back to you. I'd prefer to not have to have you do anything. Nabutal, what can you do here? We should You could get close enough for a potential capture. Alright, well that's intriguing. I think we have Franklin the D. Roosevelt deliver the D. Holy shit, the D with a massive kill shot. Son of a bitch, the D. 22 damage critical. That was real good. Is 9 damage going to kill that guy? That almost certainly kills him. Alright, so the D will be our backup plan. We got to get some Goldilocks damage on this guy. That's the problem. Ava, don't cry Perone with your shotgun. I mean, that might be potential Goldilocks level damage. I am worried about the sort of backdrop up here. Alternatively, we could just panic the guy and slowly pick him apart. It's not a terrible idea. Give me a motion tracker here. So we've got that guy right there. So there's a pod of something right over here. If we go in for the capture, we would very likely spawn... We're going to spawn something. So you know what? No, the capture is just... It's a bad idea. Let's go ahead and take the shot here with Don't Cry. 10 damage is good. I don't want to pop another pod yet. It's just... It's not... You know what? Yeah. We actually wasted shots. We should have just had Franklin D. Roosevelt go ahead and use his double tap action to pop that guy in the eye. We wasted some bullets there. But that's fine. Bullets are cheap. Overwatch for you. We have no active aliens, so we have no need for cover. Overwatch for the St. Joan. Overwatch here. Sun Tzu, overwatching. Let's let these guys walk into us because they're gonna. So here we go. Thin men coming our way. Thomas More with a little reaction shot. One dead Thin Man.
X-ray to hell.
No real desire to capture Thin Men because, of course, Thin Mints have terrible, terrible weapons. They have carbines, which I don't... No use for it. We have a bunch of carbines that are actually just sitting around. Alright, Marilyn. Let's have you go do the dangerous work. So, little Marilyn Monroe's just going to go be our spotter. St. Joan, if we send you on a run and gun, what could you do? Probably ruin somebody's shit, that's what. Sun Tzu likewise could do a little bit of shit ruining. He actually can, surprisingly, do a little shit ruining. He can ruin a surprising amount of shit. Ava Peroni gonna be able to contribute anything? Doesn't really look like it. Franklin D. Roosevelt. So if we're gonna core somebody's head like an apple, that guy theoretically is the most difficult for the rest of the team to get to. So why don't you blow his brains right out? Actually, you shot him in the cock. I said blow his brains out, and then you shot him right in the fucking dick.
We're starting to lose ground.
Was that like some kind of sort of feminist thing? All males sort of think with their dick? Is that what you're getting at, Franklin D. Roosevelt? For a guy whose nickname is the D, doesn't that seem maybe a little overly critical, Franklin? I mean, just a bit. Marilyn Monroe continues racking up the hits here. Ava Perone could fall back. Honestly, I don't think we're gonna need her to. Could just whip a grenade over there, but we could also just dash up there and shoot this man with a little bit of run and gun. I kind of like that plan better. So let's bring old French maid over here. Put one in the side of this guy's face. This is going to be it for the turn. You, sir, are all of the dead. There you go. I do indeed. So then, this is not actually covered, right? It is not. I would like to get St. Thomas More in a position to do some damage when we reveal whatever's up there. So let's move him up here to this full cover.
Cleared to engage.
You gotta be shitting me, Thomas. Alright, well that was very poorly done, sir. Thanks for winding us up and just dropping us down a fucking sinkhole, you jerk. Alright, well, we've got a flank shot here. Not a terrible % chance for Ava Perone, but this is not good. Isaac Newton is not going to be able to do shit. We could have, if he was a little faster, we might be able to have him eliminate some cover for us. Saeed, I don't see a bright future for you either, really. Sun Tzu. Could have you come and shoot at this same guy who probably will need a subsequent... What's your panic chance like? Total. We can't not panic him. So that seems like the smart play, is to just go ahead and play for the panic. So let's do this. We'll bring Isaac Apple Newton up here, and since St. Thomas More is an idiot, we'll see if we can help him out. Nope, don't have the range for it. I was going to say, we'll see if we can help him out, but again, don't have the range for it. We could bring Sun Tzu up on a very aggressive move, but I think that seems like a terrible idea. Instead, let's bring him at the more conservative back of that particular panel. Saeed, I don't really think we're going to need much of anything out of you. Although that guy is there, and then, therefore, a bit of a problem. Do I want to double move with you? Yeah, I think we'll be okay. I'm surprisingly comfortable with letting a couple of these thin men shoot at me. Just not this guy, who is clearly their navigator, pod commander, whatever. We're going to panic that piece of shit. You're not shooting nobody. So that just leaves us Isaac Apple Newton, huh? Well, Newton, let's put you inside this cargo container so that next turn maybe you can actually do something. So we've got, what, like 3 thin men who are at least reasonable ranges. No grenades or anything for cover destruction. I'm concerned, but none of these shots are going to kill anyone. Somebody might get hit, they're not going to die. Shooting at Ava Perone is actually a bad idea, and spitting acid on her is an even worse idea because... Oh no, wait, she's wearing Vortex armor. Is she immune to acid and Vortex armor? This is something we will need to find out definitively. If Vortex armor doesn't have the acid immunity, it's really kind of shitty. It's always fine. You treat half cover as full cover, and you're your own walking defense shield. Alright, so let's take firsties then with Perone and just find out for certain once and for all, does this count or not? Also, she's gonna kill a man, so there's that. So, okay, alright, so no acid immunity is conferred. That's really bad. So, smart macrophages then for the volunteer are probably a thing we might want to consider. If they're going to be wearing the Vortex armor, we don't want them getting pinned down by acid. And smart macrophages make that not a problem. You also did not kill that man. Also, you took more damage from the acid, which is not good. I should probably play a little less stupidly. Alright, Isaac Newton. On the plus side, she did run all of the Overwatch in the universe, so we don't really have to worry about cover. We can just have Isaac Newton storm up here and flip a grenade at this piece of trash. I don't really care how much damage it does, although this may kill him. I'm more concerned about eliminating his cover, really. Well, we've not only eliminated his cover, we've eliminated his life as well. St. John's run and gun is on cooldown. That's not great. Fortunately, the D is still ready. 87% chance, but if that hits, it's a kill. That guy's panicked, so not really a priority. Yeah, let's go ahead and take this shot. Some deep delivery from the D. Oh, the D is bringing it, and he's bringing it deep. Alright, Nebutal, you're real far away from sort of the proceedings. Is there just the one guy left who is panicked, right? Yeah, alright. Oh no, there's this asshole.
Affirmative. Moving out.
Oh, that's fine. We can fix his little red wagon. We're gonna give him the Miranda Lambert treatment. You want to ride in her little red wagon? You know, Miranda Lambert, I gotta say, what the fuck is that song about, by the way? Asking me if I want to ride in your little red wagon? Because the only things I can think of is that being like a euphemism. Really seems like it involves menstruation. You're asking me if I want to have sex with you while you're menstruating. And while the answer is not necessarily no, I gotta say, I think I might prefer it were you not. So, but is it like an ultimatum song or whatnot? It's like, hey, you wanna get a piece of Miranda Lambert? You gotta be cool with riding the little red wagon. But then she talks about how the handles broke and her axles dragging and whatnot. It sounds like she's having some real sort of health issues that maybe I don't want to be a problem or a part of, Miranda. I gotta say, I'm not entirely sure. I want to take a ride in your little red wagon. You don't make it sound like that attractive a prospect, all things considered. So regen biofield is supposed to neutralize acid, but we're still in it. So it's probably not going to be fully neutralized. And there is a mechtoid somewhere.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Let's move old Nebutal up
Enemy
here.
spotted.
All right, well, that's quick. So there's a mechtoid up there, sectoid commander. Yeah, we have more than a bit of a problem here. One, leaving Marilyn Monroe out in the open like this is almost guaranteed to get her dumbass mind control. The positive part of that equation is, if somebody has to get mind controlled, Marilyn Monroe is definitely the person we would pick. So I mean, if I got my choice, if they said, hey, Pete, somebody's got to get mind controlled, who do you want to be? I'd be like, well, do Marilyn Monroe. She's not really very useful, so we can sort of spare her. It's fine. We'll come back to you in a moment, St. Thomas More, because I'm thinking this might be a shadow device turn. Ava, I really don't want you to run through the acid. Is there a pathway you could go that isn't stupid? Clearly not. Alright then. So, am I going to set up for the shadow device or not? The answer is... Can we get everybody in it? We've got Franklin and D. Roosevelt. Hey, the D, do you think you could maybe kill... You one-shot a sectoid commander? Holy shit, Franklin and D. Roosevelt is on a mad, crazy tear. He's just annihilating bitches left and right. The sectoid commander didn't even know what hit him. Mostly because it was a blast of high-velocity plasma that tore straight through his head. Wow, that's remarkably good shooting. Alright, Isaac Newton, that guy is on Overwatch. Ava Perón is theoretically the only person that could draw it out. We're gonna gamble here. Hey, that did neutralize the acid. Fantastic. That's really good. That guy's in full cover, which is not likely to change regardless of what we do. I do not see any particularly compelling reason to not take this shot, though. Alright, it's fine. We are going to shadow device, by the way. That's what we're setting up for. This will be a shadow device turn. St. John's going to get into position. Franklin and D's on a wasted double tap. Newton.
Heading out.
Let's have you come up here and whip a grenade at someone. I'm going to say this guy seems pretty good.
Going out.
There it goes. Well, it's out. And the damage is delivered. There is another Muton back there, which is worth noting. That means St. Thomas More, you're going to dash up here. I do still have a shadow device, right? Okay. For a second there, just a split second, I thought I'm an idiot. I just moved my guy who was supposed to be throwing a shadow device. Now everyone is going to die.
On my way.
Because it wouldn't be like the first time that I've made a similar mistake. I've never made specifically that particular mistake. But I have come close a couple times. That's just Bam. Okay. So Bam Margera, I need my shadow device, please. Drop that right there. Make sure everyone doesn't have to be dead now. Ghost mode engaged. Mr. Crusher, engage. And we're just going to end our turn because Franklin... I mean, he's already done his job. He already completely butchered that guy. You are not going to be able to get close enough to decloak anyone, and you're going on Overwatch anyway. You might. You absolutely did. St. Joan is going to kill you, though. And you're dead. St. Joan's probably going to get herself shot for her bravery, however, because this guy's going to advance and take a poke. Nope, he's standing. He won't stand in the open like that. All right, never mind. No, it's all good. We're good. Everybody, good. Mission's good. Everybody's good. Feeling good. Looking good. Everything is fine. Hey, you want to destroy this cover so that Thomas More can eradicate that man? There you go. Just bounce it right over that. Really, what I want you to do is destroy the wall. Don't get talking about special deliveries. You're not the fucking FedEx man. Let's just do our job, shall we? Good. Excellent. Fine. Does that guy have reactive sensors? Nope, it's just a regular mechtoid. Alright, well, Marilyn Monroe, why don't you kill this piece of trash? 10 damage. I don't care if you intimidate Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe's not going to be intimidated. She doesn't care. She doesn't give a tinker's damn about you. Largely because she's completely full of drugs, and it's hard to intimidate someone who's as drug-addled as she is. She just has a hard time caring about really anything. Double 77s from old St. Thomas More. 12 damage on the opener. That's one dead mechtoid. Plop. Alright, who needs EXP? Anybody? Bam Margera does. Oh, Bam, this one. Oh. Capture. We have an arc thrower. Marilyn Monroe could go in. This guy has a weapon we want. Yeah, we gotta throw him. This guy does have a weapon we're interested in. Alright, Marilyn Monroe, can you make your first mission just fucking top shelf?
Hope this works.
Oh, alright. I mean, you get close. We do have one more, right? I brought two, didn't I? I did. St. Joan also has one. Alright, well, Joan.
Je rejoins la position.
Marilyn couldn't quite get it done. Can you finish things out for us?
Je tente la capture.
Nope.
La cible bouge toujours.
I don't know what you said, but I'm assuming it's like, fuck me, that's bullshit. I'm assuming it was some the French equivalent of horseshit. So soon you're just gonna eliminate that.
Mission accomplished.
Alright, so Operation Final Chant, except for the failure double stun attempt there at the end, a pretty remarkable success. I feel pretty good about that one, all things considered. Then again, it's the first mission we've had in a while that didn't have 400 enemies in a phone booth.
Commander to the research labs. Commander to the research labs.
Why am I being paged to the research labs, Matthew Barrett? What's going on down there that requires my attention?
We're certainly not leaving any question as to our ability to fight the alien threat.
Yeah, well, let's not judge the entire book based on that chapter, Dr. Shen, because I think that's not necessarily a fantastic call. St. Thomas More, picking up a little promotion. We just go with Mayhem, I think. Yeah. Maximum rank then for old St. Thomas. That's one more for the pile. Take a look at our loot. It barely matters. 4 Illyrium. Fantastic. Panic in Mexico is decreased very slightly.
We'll be watching.
What is it that I'm needed for in the research labs? Shadow armor is available for manufacture. Stealth satellites project available at the foundry. I don't really care about the archives at all. Research report. Plasma weapons. Yeah, I'm okay. Can I get out of this, please? I know that plasma weapons are a thing. We've had them for a really long time. So what does that leave us? Compact plasma weapons, mobile exoskeletons, EMP weapons, which I absolutely don't want to build. I think objectively they're terrible. Things that give us more missions, not necessarily a thing that we're interested in having. Also takes a stupefying amount of Illyrium and weapon fragments. Let's go take a look at the Stealth Satellites project, though. 'Cause that one I do remember being quite good. 150 Illyrium and 900 credits. Also takes 10 UFO flight computers. Make our satellites harder to detect if the aliens were to go looking for them. I mean, it's interesting, but it's definitely not a priority. I do want to do enhanced plasma, but we can't do it because we need our other plasma dragon finished. We got 5 days to go on that. Thank you, Dr. Shen. Anything else out here that we're interested in? Illyrium afterburners we've been waiting on for a while. Oh, we've absolutely got to do this. That's something we should have done a shamefully long time ago. That's been actually, that oversight has hurt us quite a bit.
As soon as we've got something, I'll be in touch.
Yeah, shut up, Dr. Shin. Thanks for reminding me that I'm stupid. You're the guy who's supposed to be reminding me of these foundry projects. Maybe it's, again, I guess that comes back on me. I probably shouldn't have an Alzheimer's riddled fool like yourself being the guy who's in charge of reminding me to do shit. It's, again, probably my failing. I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up. If you enjoyed the episode, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Of course, your support does really mean a lot to us, and if you'd like to see more of my ridiculously poor human resource management skills, you might consider subscribing as well. Post new episodes of XCOM every single day. Right now, however, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.